you're considering getting this wall-mounted, lit, or lighted makeup mirror, let me help you. This thing is truly awesome. Here are the top 3 things you need to consider before you purchase this thing. So the first thing you need to consider is whether the light is bright enough, even if it's daylight or you have your house lights on or off, and so that you can have, you know, enough light for detailed makeup and grooming. The second thing is if the magnification looks accurate and usable in real life. And then the last thing is whether the mirror feels durable and worth the budget. Also, I'm going to go through the process of installation to show you how you actually install this thing, because the instructions that comes with this thing is helpful, but not really helpful. There's a couple of mistakes I made while installing mine, and I want to save you the headache so that you don't think this is faulty. Okay, let's get right into it. So is the light in this thing bright enough? Can you see it right now? If you can, let me describe to you what I actually have going on here. Right now, I have my light. I have my, like, the daylight coming from the outside, and I have another light here. So I have 3 light sources blasting right on this thing, and you can clearly see that you still see the light. I'm gonna turn it off. Oh, actually, there you go. I'm turning it off. And also, this kind of gives me an opportunity to talk about the fact that you have different, so you have warmer or cooler light depending on what you're doing. This is it off. So you can see how much light this thing actually projects, okay? I'm going to turn off my lights and then show you what it looks like with less lights blasting on it. This is what it looks like with just the natural daylight coming through the window on it. I'm gonna turn it on and off again. Right? See the big difference? Look at my hands, right? Okay, I'm gonna turn it on and show you the difference. Like, look how much work this thing is actually doing. This side with the light where you push the button is a normal mirror. The side is the side that is distorted, okay? See it? That's what this side does. So the regular side is the one with the light, as I illustrated with the product, is the same thing, okay? I'm gonna push it back up. Same. But if you flip it to this side, then you get the distortion, which is a cool thing for being able to get closer and see your pores. Okay, so heavy distortion, no distortion. All right, now the durability. It is like, if you install this thing correctly and you do not miss any steps like I illustrate in the installation process, which comes next, then this thing is as durable and well built as any other makeup mirrors you would find in a store. And I'm actually pushing down on it a bit here just to show you. Obviously, you're not going to be doing that, you know, on a regular use, but just for demonstration purposes, this thing is awesome. Very well built, okay? It opens up all kinds of options for how you can move it, hold it, style, you know. So lots of options. So the build quality, excellent. Excellent. The magnification works, and if you don't want magnification, you don't use it. Side note, I want to also mention how easy this thing is to charge. It comes with a USB cable. Just plug the USB in, and if you did what I did and installed it close to your outlet, then it's really easy to charge. Okay, just plug it in, and voila, it's off your charging. Overall, to me, this thing is worth the budget. Okay, it is definitely worth the budget. All right, so now that you've seen that this thing is awesome and you're on the verge of purchasing, stick around and check out how to install it, so you make sure you do not make the same mistakes that I made. Here's the installation process in 3, 2, 1, go. Well, hello ladies and gents. So where my wife decided to have me install this thing is kind of a cramped corner, but this makes the most sense to her. So I am going to attempt to install it so that the face of the mirror is right here. To kick this off, you're going to need a drill for sure. And you're going to need a drill bit. And the thing about the drill bit is I'm using a slightly smaller one. See, it fits really easily through the hole. I'm using a slightly smaller one because my concept is you can always make a bigger hole, but you cannot make the hole smaller. So, and then it also matches the size of these, which is the point of drilling the hole, is so that I can push this through the wall so that I don't need to find a stud. So one of the things I wish this thing had was like a peel and stick type of situation. So if I could just stick this to the wall and then make my marks and drill freely, that would have been cool. But that's not what you have here. So you just make your mark with this thing on the wall. Okay, and then you remove it. And then you can drill. Okay, this is for anyone who have basically this style base plate that I have. If you follow the instruction that you see in the video, in the product video, you are going to make the same mistake I made. Here's the mistake I made that we're going to fix is, so the version that they have, see these 2 holes here are right under this, right? So if you're watching the product video that's on there, it's the version that has these 2 holes under here, okay? Which would mean that the way that I drilled my hole and placed it made sense. But here's the problem if you have the same version I do. So please be careful, check to make sure that, make sure the version that you have. If I mounted it the way I have, which means, so these screws, these screws needs to go in here and then in here, right? And then what will come out of the wall is the other screws, then the base will then mount. So if I did that, then if I continued the way I have it drilled right now, my mirror will be backwards, because the way I need my mirror to be is this way. I need my mirror to be mounted like this. I have to mount it like this, which means these needs to flip. So this way. So mine is like a cross versus a straight down, up and down. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so again, if you have my version, if you have this version, then you need to, instead of screwing your hole straight up, you need to go sideways. Okay, sideways. So we're gonna fix my error. First thing you do is you take these screws and you put them through so that they're protruding like this and they're flush into here, and do that same thing on this side. All right, so for my sake, because of this version, they're gonna go like this. And you take these 2 screws, okay, and you put them through like this. So when you're done, it should look like this. With the hole that we've made now on this side, I'm just gonna go ahead and slide this in. If you've done a good job, this should be flush up against the wall. Before you put the mirror on, you're gonna take this tiny nut, okay? After you have it like this, because if you don't use this nuts, these things are too flimsy, and when you're trying to put the mirror on, it actually pushes back, so you don't get these far out enough as you need them. So you just take this nut and you add it just like that, and that basically forces these to be in place. try not to skip any of the steps that I've showed you here, because when I first installed this thing, I skipped a couple of those steps, and I was spending more time installing it than I should have. You can just hand tighten this, but I want to go the extra mile and be extra safe, so I'm using this. Okay. All right, there you have it. The installation is a success. So if you're considering getting this mirror, get out the fence, go get it, try it for yourself, install it properly, and have a great time. And I hope you love it as much as I love it and my wife loves it.